What am I? By the way, like
Yeah.
I listened to y'all's review of, I mean, quote unquote review
I
of
th
The Strangers Part One.
I think I did I put in the title kinda.
Yeah, but still, like very professional of both of you to just like,
Hey man, we fell
yeah.
off the rails last week too.
The what?
You and me fell off the rails last week too.
With what?
Didn't we get all scrambly for what did we review last week, you and me? I'm trying to
No.
remember. I
Did we?
feel like we got really off topic several times.
Yeah, but like we talked oh fuck guy, but like we talked about the movie. Like it's
Dude, I shit you not, we did our best with what they gave us. Have you seen the original Strangers?
no, I've never seen one.
Chapter one is a damn near shot for shot remake, except you don't like these people. Like,
Mm,
and in the first one, so I rewatched the first one actually after seeing this one. I rewatched it with Nikki, and it's crazy because it just goes to show like it really does matter who the director is because it's almost a shot for shot remake of the original. But in the original, it starts off not with they're not all happy and lovey dovey. They're fighting because he just proposed and she said no. So we start off with conflict and it just gets worse from there. And like the scares are great, it's terrifying, there's drama, but it's so much better than chapter one. Like it was so much better executed.
eh, I'm never gonna see those movies, and I think that's fine.
The first one is good. Chapter one is not at all.
Nah, I'm on a different kind of stranger vibe. I am that was my segue to say that I'm currently reading Albert Camus's The Stranger, which is not really anything to do with anything. But
Whoa!
say the thing.
Chema, hit the intro.
Thank you for welcoming us into your headphones. My name is Chema.
I can't do the voice. I was gonna say I'm Immortal Joe. I'm Eddie.
Reviewing Furiosa, the Mad Max saga. Fury is born. As the world fell, young Furiosa is snatched from the green place of many mothers and falls into the hands of the great biker horde led by the warlord Dr. Dementis. Sweeping through the wasteland, they come across the Citadel, presided over by the Immortan Joe, while the two tyrants war for dominance. Furiosa must survive many trials as she puts together the means to find her way home. So Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, aka it's Furiosa, not Furiosa, directed by George Miller and starring Anya Taylor-Joy, Chris Hemsworth, Tom Burke, Alila Brown, George Setstov, Likely Holm, and John Howard. And this is the new Mad Max movie, a prequel to Fury Road, starring a younger Furiosa, this time played by Anya Taylor-Joy instead of Charlize Theron. So, obviously, Mad Max Fury Road, considered one of the best movies of the 2010s, possibly one of the best action movies ever made.
Yeah.
It's actually the only movie that I had the poster of in my room, except that it's gone now because the frame broke,
Damn.
and which is sucks because it was right there. It was right there, and
There's a big empty spot in your wall where it used to be.
yeah, and it fell while I was asleep. So that's fantastic. That's a great thing to wake up to.
I was gonna say, did it
Um,
your ass up?
it did. Yeah, just fell and I had like Tom Hardy's face on my face, and so I was
Oh,
there, and so anyway, I love Mad Max Fury Road. I've seen the original trilogy also, Beyond Thunderdome being my favorite one. But still, Fury Road I think is the best one. And George Miller has been talking a lot. He's been wanting to do this movie for a long time. He wanted to do this movie even before Fury Road, and it's cool that we finally got it. It's here. It's a prequel technically, and it kind of leads up perfectly. It's kind of the Rogue One to Star Wars. Like it takes place literally 2 seconds before the other one starts. So what did we think about Furiosa and Mad Max Saga?
So, okay, I do have a question for you before we dive too far into it, because I have a lot to say and it's almost all positive.
Okay.
Are we gonna mention the unfortunate fact that it is the lowest performing Memorial Day film in 30 years? Technically 29 years.
How do I say this? I'm gonna say this very clearly so that there's no, misunderstanding, miscalculation, so there's no, me personally, and this is me personally,
Mhm.
I don't give a shit.
Fair,
I don't give two shits. I don't give three shits. Memorial Weekend is a you thing. I don't care.
fair.
What is the problem? Why is this the lowest? Why is the lowest? Probably because everyone's at home playing Fortnite. Probably because we're in a heat wave and it's
I
fucking hot.
I think
Probably because probably because it's a prequel to a movie, and even though it was like a movie that was for everyone, it's still kind of niche and
yeah.
not for everyone. Probably because people are sexist. Probably there's a ton of reasons. Probably because it's 2.5 hours. Probably because it's 2.5 hours, and the theater that I was, the AC wasn't working, so I was having the full 4DX experience.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah. Why? Tons of reasons. I don't give a shit.
I
There's
That's fair.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
saying we can only judge a movie based off its box office. Lord knows that's horseshit.
yeah.
But the problem is, I worry that we're going to get less great films that use practical effects that are super expensive if they don't perform at the box office. I'm not arguing with you that box office is not necessarily the best measurement of the performance of a film. But even you can't deny, like, in order for them to make this, someone has to sign the damn check. And they want their cut.
Yeah. You know who signed the damn check? Warner Brothers, and they're just throwing away money. Like they really do not care.
Was this from Warner Brothers?
Hell yeah. I'm just
Oh,
happy that George Miller fucking scammed these guys twice.
God
So
damn it, Warner Brothers.
yeah. What are they gonna do? Pretend that they didn't make it and just cash out at $3 million? Like lowest grade. Like plus, what are we judging that on? Like no movie is gonna make Marvel 2010 numbers ever again. It's not gonna happen again. Okay.
You mean like Barbie or Oppenheimer?
Barbie or Oppenheimer were great anomalies, and I hope that they get repeated. I really wish this was another one.
And
But
again, and again, I want to be clear. I'm not arguing with you that it's a bad movie because of no money. I'm arguing though that like I worry that we're gonna get less cool original stuff with practical effects like this if they continue to bomb. That's
you
all I'm saying.
you think this is a bomb?
It I think so. The budget was 168 million,
Yeah.
and it only grossed 65. It's 100,000. It's 100 million below its budget 4 days in, and the take home is only going to go down from here. You and I both
You
know
think
this.
so?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think I would say this movie has legs, but nah, it has wheels.
Okay.
Like this,
Let
like
me
word of mouth is going to save this movie like a motherfucker.
I hope you're right, but let me rephrase this and let's see if your reaction wouldn't change at all. Black
Okay.
Adam cost $168 million and it only grossed 65 million on its opening weekend. Are you cheering?
That movie had no word of mouth. And that movie
No, no,
got
no. That
dumped
was my
into
question. That was my
VOD
question. We
immediately.
replaced Furiosa with Black Adam. Are you are the numbers bad?
Numbers are not bad.
You don't think so? Okay,
Numbers, okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. And I don't want to dwell on this a lot because I want to talk about the fucking movie.
fair.
But they're bad numbers for Black Adam because that movie has no juice. And this movie has juice, bro.
Okay, and I agree, but you're not
Yeah,
worried at all at the fact that this movie isn't doing well in the box office. That's my
not
main.
at all.
Not at all. Okay,
Not at
fair
all.
enough. All right.
Not at
So
all.
let's talk about the actual film then.
This costs like so sorry, just last point.
Yeah.
This movie costs like less than what Warner Brothers made for Barbie. Like they have the money to spare.
Yeah, but like they're gonna whatever. Please don't go
Yeah.
under and get bought by Disney. Fuck Disney. Anyway, that said, uh,
Yeah, that's the problem.
yeah,
That's the problem. Because Disney's throwing away their hard-earned, hard-worked out movies into the trash can. Like Disney is not spewing out gold, but at least they're doing something. They're not being disrespectful to the filmmakers and throwing them in the trash.
it's
That's a difference there.
I can't defend what they did. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I was in charge of Warner Brothers, it'd be a very different company in a good way.
Like Wish is bad, but at least they released it. Where is the Batgirl movie?
It was a tax write-off. Also,
You're hearing you how frame that as positive, please. Like frame that as positive.
okay, and you open-mindedly, I'm gonna frame the show, and I wanted to see Batgirl, but I can frame it in a positive manner. You want me to do that?
No, I don't. I want to talk about the fucking movie.
Fuck it, let's talk about the movie. All right.
You want to talk about this movie too? Like, don't lie. Like,
No, hell yeah. So one of the things, just going into it, like I want to dive into the story because I know
yeah,
we normally jump around a bit, but I want to kind of follow the story of the film because it's very
okay.
bare bones, but it's really good. To start, we don't see Anna Taylor-Joy as Furiosa until about 45 minutes in.
Yeah,
And then so we open in the film with a young Furiosa. We get like a recap of, the war that just happened, the nuclear war, the War of Three, War of Four. The world is a barren wasteland. And we see Furiosa along with another young girl in the green place, and it's being scouted by guys from Dementus. They capture her and take her to them. This kid just had all the balls in the world. This little girl fought harder than most grown-ass men ever would. She cut the gasoline tanks. She stabbed a guy, I think, got her rope undone and ran. And the whole time that that's happening, her mother, Mary, is pursuing her across the desert like any good parent would for days, trying to catch these bastards. Um, what did you think of the first part? Because this film divided technically into five sections. What did you think of the first section?
I really like the first section. It's I like the introduction. I like how something that I really like about George Miller and this movies is that the names of the characters are cool as fuck. Like Max Rakatansky, Dr. Dementius, Immortan Joe, Furiosa. And I thought that we're going to like turn back and be like, no, like Furiosa is a nickname. Like, no, we see her as a child, and that's her name. I think
No.
that's so cool. Also, young Furiosa played by Alila Brown, who we're going to see again in the Sonic movie, in the third one.
Mhm.
She's gonna play Maria Robotnik, so it's gonna be fun when we. It's gonna be fun being in the theater, and we all know what's coming, except for the people that don't. And then she's gonna get shot, and we're all gonna yell and out of hype, and people are gonna be confused about why we're hyped that a little girl got shot. Anyway,
Why are you hyped that little girl got shot?
oh, you should have been there. Anyway, Alila Brown plays young Furiosa. It's really cool what they did. They used CGI to mold like her face with Anna Taylor-Joy's face
Mhm.
in order to like little by little like have her turn into Anna Taylor-Joy like when she's
Yeah.
older. So it's really cool what they did because she really pulls off like that young scrappiness. Like you totally believe that this is that character as a kid. Almost to the point where they make the turn when she's finally like older. You kind of don't realize like is it her now? Like the effect is that seamless. It's kind of great.
Oh, that's why she looked just a little off when she was climbing onto the thing.
Yeah.
I was like, that doesn't look like fully like Anna Taylor-Joy. Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Also, we gotta talk about girl who plays her mom, Charlie Fraser. She
That woman was
plays
a beast in this film.
Mar. Yeah,
No
her
one
name is
can
Mary
kill.
Jabassa, actress Charlie Fraser. She was in Anyone But You, so we just saw her in another movie.
Okay, fair.
Yeah,
No.
she was the ex, the one that's already in Australia.
Oh, the one that was like really comfortable with public nudity. All right, I remember.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, so she plays the mom and she's great. She looks it's a really cool image when she's in the bike, when she's shooting like from the from far. Um throughout Fury Road, Furiosa mentions the Green Place, and they talk about the Green Place a lot. And I thought it was always really cool how we never saw it, but then when we finally see it, man, that's a Green Place, man. It looks amazing. Like knowing that a little piece of land exists in the middle of the desert. Now I know why everyone wanted to find it.
Yeah, it's a little jewel. But she's captured, and unfortunately, she still gets delivered to Dementus, but she manages to mortally wound the guy before he can expose where she's from. And Dementus, if I will give him credit for anything, is that he didn't torture a little girl. Well, not physically. Um, to find out where. But she gets half saved by her mother, Mary, and they go off on a chase into the desert. Mary gets captured. Furiosa. I remember in the theater, like me and Franny were like, "You fucking idiot, don't go back." But it's also like, I mean, can you blame her? That's her mother. Of course, she's going to go back to try and save her, you know. And her mother's being crucified and tortured in front of her, and Dementus makes her watch as her mother is killed. And they're not even super graphic about it. We don't see bones protruding. We don't see knifing. We don't see stabbing or anything else. We just hear screaming, and Miller is a sick bastard and lets our imagination fill in the blanks as far as her being tortured. And then we stay with Furiosa being young and being like a pet, like property to Dementus.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah, and look, I love Chris Hemsworth, and I'm really glad that he took a character like this because you can tell he's kind of like a showman, kind of like a guy that's just trying to sell
yeah.
something, and but he's also pretty funny. Like it's serious when he has to be serious, but he was also like pretty funny. Because I saw a ton of people being like, "Oh, finally, like we see a real performance by him," and it's like, first of all, shut up. Like that's not true. Like he's done pretty cool performances before. He's just a guy that's pretty cool to see. If you've seen Black Cat, you know what I'm talking about. If you've seen Rush, you know what I'm talking about. If you've seen Bad Times at the El Royale, he
Oh
plays an.
yeah. Oh
He's
my God,
so
I
good
forgot
in
about
that.
that one. Yeah, he's good there.
But he's also a guy that can just has this natural charisma. He can be very funny, and he can play a really good villain in this.
You know,
Um,
you know,
yeah,
his character from Bad Times at the El Royale. This feels like if you take that character but jack him up to 13, like with the whole like cult of personality vibe that he's got going.
yeah, definitely. There's such a vibe, but he's also like he's got some pretty funny moments. Like I like how he ends up selling her, like just for kind of the funsies.
Well, he's like, this is my daughter, like she's my treasure, my pride and joy. I'll make you a deal. You give her to us, you get this, and this. Good luck, little one. Oh, give me this. This is mine.
Yeah.
He's just a petty little.
Uh,
And that's something I love is the fact that like Dementus, if the world hadn't gone to shit, he still would have been a bad guy.
yeah,
Even in a perfect world, he would have been a monster.
yeah, and his inclusion in the movie also like makes me really like that. Like the movie doesn't try to be like, okay, Morton Joe is the bad guy. Like, yes, he is, but he's not important right now. Like the story is focused in just Furiosa killing this guy.
What?
Like it's yeah,
So there's a famous Batman comic called the War of Jokes and Riddles. Have you ever heard it or read it?
no, no,
It's just a war. It's a war in Gotham between the Joker and the Riddler, and they each have like a bunch of like villains on their sides, right? Like everyone picks sides, and Batman's kind of caught in the middle, and he's just like, "Who? What the fuck do I do? Like, how do I beat this?" There's always something cool when two bad guys like have to duke it out, and your protagonist is just caught in the middle. Um,
yeah,
and I love that Furiosa. She's not pro Immortal Joe, but it's more like if I help you, I get a shot at killing the son of a bitch, so we're on the same side for now. And we know what happens as soon as, the enemy of my enemy is dead.
yeah,
We get that at the end. But no, I really love that aspect of it that Immortal Joe is still he's still a bastard. No. I
yeah.
like it.
And he's still a presence. He's played by a different actor this time, played by
Younger, obviously.
Lucky Holm. Not only because he's younger, the original actor who played Morton Joe passed away in 2020. So
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It is, but he had to be recast, and it's kind of cool that like Miller just found a guy and like just dressed him up the same way and make him. He sounds a little different, but it's cool that like it's a character. Like the character lives on.
Well, he sounded just like a younger man, like the same way like you're not going to sound the same now as when we're like, in our 60s.
God, I hope so. Imagine this voice coming out of a 60-year-old man.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Ugh. Oh, the energy drinks might do me in before I become an old man, though. This is my third one of the day, by the way.
Jesus Christ.
Ah, live. Anyway, so
All right.
Furiosa gets sold to be a bride, and we get the sick moment where a kid's born.
Oh yeah.
Oh
But
God,
they have like 3 legs?
I think it was five,
Jesus.
5 legs and like 3 arms. And the
Yeah.
mom is saying like, I'll give you a better kid." And look, I'm just saying, the problem is Joe, not the ladies. Like,
Yeah. I mean, it's not Joe, but it's not Joe's fault that he drank a ton of energy drinks and now his babies are coming out like that. So
hey, Fernie is on the podcast.
you'll thank me later, man.
Fernie is on the podcast. Wow.
You'll thank me
I can't
later. I
believe you
mean,
came by, you son of a bitch. You're right at home now, aren't you, motherfucker? By the way, JK, this is only my second one of the day.
I don't think that's better.
It's 1/3 better.
Yeah.
Anyway, uh,
Anyways. Anyways.
Furiosa shows how smart she is as a kid when she cuts her hair and uses wax on a dolly, on a Doherty or whatever the hell you call it, to have a wig so she can get away at a moment of her choosing, which is just so fucking smart.
Yeah. And I like how she leaves, but she doesn't leave. Like she leaves her position, but goes into like pretending to be a guy, like growing up in that environment, hopefully like trying to rise up on the ranks from there. Which pretty quickly, like then we get Anya Taylor-Joy. She comes in by the end of the second chapter, and also like we see the time has passed, the world has evolved, the world is worse somehow. And we have a whole sequence that is very much like Fury Road, like a little Fury Road right in the middle of the movie.
You're talking about with the big rig?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so we get all this shit happening all at the same time. There's so many moving parts. Um, from the War Boys running defense, and it's weird to see like the War Boys like you're cheering them, which you never do, but
Yeah.
you're wanting them to win against Dementis's guys trying to hijack this oil tanker, and that's when we're introduced to Impertor,
Imperator
Impertor,
Jack.
yeah, Impertor Jack, who is already a guy that like Mad Max-esque, if nothing else. Um, Notorious for never losing a load of cargo and whatnot.
Yeah. And he's played by Tom Burke, who does a great job. The only I've only seen him in the movie Mank, where he played a young Orson Welles, and I thought he was very good in that. But
Mhm.
apparently he was also in The Crown. I think that was also in that, but I haven't seen that. He was really good as Imperator Jack. He received, I think, the best compliment that you can get, which is the movie came out, and there are some moments where like he has the like the black thing in his forehead, like the black paint,
Yeah.
and I was thinking like this guy reminds me of something, like he reminds me of something like so bad, like just with that black on his forehead. And then I finished the movie. I went to see all the reactions and everything. And Hideo Kojima, do you know who Hideo Kojima is?
The Game Maker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he talked about the movie. He's like, oh, I saw Furiosa. He was great. Tom Burke is great. He looks like a guy that could play Solid Snake.
Hey, did they already have a
So
deal?
no. The movie. I think Oscar Isaac is playing Solid Snake. But yeah, he was like this guy looks like live action Solid Snake, and and I thought like man, that's exactly what I was thinking about. Like he had like with the thing on his forehead, he does kind of look like like Solid Snake.
Yeah.
And I can just imagine hearing Hideo Kojima saying like, "Hey, you could be like Solid Snake." Like, imagine that fucking compliment. Like, imagine if Stan Lee said, "Hey, you could be Spider-Man." I'd be like, "Motherfucker, are you serious? Like, really? Me?" Like, I don't know. I would be in the clouds. Like, that's a heck of a compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, he's great. He's great as Temperature Jack. He's only in it for like 2 of the chapters.
Yeah.
But he's great. And I think he really adds a lot of like you ever since from the beginning, there was like a vibe coming to me. Like I saw him and my immediate thought is like, what if he betrays Furiosa? I kind of like that he didn't. I like that he was like a constant, like, hey, everyone's been shitty to you. I won't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he even tells her like, "Look, I'll help you get a rig. I'll help you get food, gas, whatever you need. Just help me finish this job."
Yeah.
Which is a nice change of pace. It's also funny because they felt like they told a better love story with very few words and most action than most films ever can try to replicate.
They had a ton of chemistry. And I
You
like how
know,
this
word.
relationship, yeah, and I like how this relationship also like doubles in Fury Road. Because if you've seen all the Mad Max movies, you know that Max is kind of always alone. And he lost his partner, like not only his wife partner, but like his police partner. So like you could tell that everyone that he tries to get help from or that be his teammate kind of doesn't end up working out. So I feel like he gains a lot by having Furiosa on his side in Fury Road, and I feel like she is more eased up to him by her relationship with Jack in this one.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think that's important. Yeah.
Well, it's also like nice to see like she opens up her heart again because you can tell from the time she was a kid, she was hardened, didn't trust anyone, never helped anyone. Like she was very much like, what's best for me? How do I get home situation? Which you can't blame her. I'm not calling her bad for being selfish. Like she was very self-aware. But the fact that she's able to work with Jack and can trust him to a point where she shows him like the map on her arm, which
Yeah.
if you don't know, if you didn't recognize, so she was tattooing herself when she was a kid so she could track her way back home. Like she had a map on her arm, that was the only way. Which I knew that arm was gonna come off, and I
Yeah.
fucking hated it. But anyway, yeah, the War Rig is barely able to survive a run. They get back to Immortal Joe, and she's gonna be Jack's partner for one more run, and then they might take off by themselves. And here's the thing: at one point, she is set to leave. She has the chance, but she goes back for Jack.
Yeah.
We're in it together. In a prolonged action sequence where she's a sniper, he's a driver. We have this douchebag Thor over here with the rocket launcher. So much going on in Bullet Farm.
Yeah. Bullet Farm is such a like I was watching it and I was like, I want to play this. Like I want to play this as a video game. Like it looks
It wouldn't
so
be a bad
fun.
game. It would be a good
It
game.
would be yeah, which is weird because they made a Mad Max game and it kind of sucked. And
Really, I heard great things about it.
I heard terrible things about it. And anyway, that whole sequence is fantastic. Like I love how Dementis like has this like goon and he kind of like puts himself like in front of him like when he's about to shoot the rocket launcher just so he gets shot by Furiosa. Um I like the stakes. I like how it felt heavy. I like how it felt fast. The whole movie is just so energized and Miller's style is so present. And man, just that whole sequence was just the chase sequence and the bullet town sequence, absolutely fantastic. I love how they escape, but they didn't get to escape. Like when we get to that point where their Jack gets tortured by constantly being running around
And
behind
the
the
dog
bike.
biting him and eating at him.
Yeah. We don't even see Jack die, but like we just know that he's a goner.
Well, see that's another part of it where it's like the torture. You don't have to see it. You just have to like imagine how bad it is. Because
Yeah.
we don't see any blood from Jack. We never see him being stabbed or whatever. We just see him being dragged and Furiosa being forced to watch. Um,
Yeah, which is when she gets like hooked like by the arm, you can really like
yeah.
that's when you think like, oh, it's happening. This is it. This is where it's gonna happen. Like
And she
it's
pulls out 127 days.
yeah. She manages to escape and gets on a bike. It's a really cool image with her in the bike and like the arm like this. Like you can tell that not only like did she lose Jack, she lost like the last thing that connected her to the Green Place, which is the tattoo on her arm.
Yeah.
And like symbolically she lost who she was before that died with Jack. And then we have a moment where like my whole theater gasped, which is she's on the bike and then she falls from the bike. She falls out of exhaustion. And then we see a mysterious figure and just from the back standing next to that BA special. And he's just looking at her. And we all went like, oh yeah. And then the movie cuts. And then we see her wake up and she's full of maggots. And we're like, you know what? That was fucking worth it. That's
Which,
fucking worth it for like a little Max cameo. That was great.
fun fact, actually, folks, you should let maggots eat at your rotten flesh. They actually purify it. You're less likely to die of dysentery. Don't let them eat all your flesh, obviously, but let them eat enough to where your wound gets cleaned and then bandage it up. I'm just saying, that's how it
How
works.
do you know when to stop though?
When the dead skin's gone, like,
How do you know that that skin's gone though?
because the dead skin is very obviously like black
Hmm.
or green, like dysentery.
Eh,
Don't let them into your fucking veins, but like let them eat the surface until it gets to like it's clean. You can rub
hmm.
the maggots off and be like, oh, okay, the wound's cleaned. Bandage.
Okay.
Anyway,
What if I like how it feels? Like what if it's like I
there's
don't
not
know.
a shrink alive that could talk to you about that if you like how it feels.
I don't know. It's like remember the movie The Mummy with Brendan Fraser?
Yeah.
Remember the one scene where like one of them like grabs like a beetle and just like it crawls into their skin?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think about that scene constantly. Like that's been yeah.
What is wrong with you?
It's not nothing's wrong with me. I just think about that often. That's why I don't like things touching me, you know? Like that's why I don't like
Oh,
maggots and other stuff.
fair enough.
Anyway, back to the movie. Fernie, this is how you do a segue, and then you go back to the topic.
Just
Anyway,
listen to this and like text the group chat. Chema,
he doesn't
what?
he doesn't fucking listen to my episodes. Anyway.
What?
Anyway, back to the movie. Yeah, we get like a little Max cameo. It's not Tom Hardy, obviously. It's actually his stunt double.
Good for him.
Which is cool because like they got him to like look physically like him. And of course, seeing the B8 special, it's wonderful to see it again. Um Actually, it's implied, but like it looks like he's the one that picked her up and maybe brought her back to Morning Joe.
It's very heavily implied, and I think it's fair to say it was him.
Yeah. So I like that. I like how we have that moment, that sequence. She gets back there, and that's when kind of like the final arc kind of begins. Like she goes up, she tells them the plan, and we have like the last moment where we're gonna see her like without the makeup, like without everything,
Mhm.
and we see her put on that arm, and it's go time from there. Like it's just
She,
pure 40 minutes of nonstop adrenaline after that.
she puts on her automail arm and goes to work, and we get the there's a great voiceover with that I really agree with. Talks about how as long as there are humans, there will always be war. There was a great war, the War of 6 Days, the War of 100 Years, the 30 hour, the six no yeah the 6 minute war. World Wars One, Two, Three, and Four, which that tells you just how far in the future it is.
Yeah.
Um, and such a great voiceover. And he says, and we witnessed the 40-day war between Dementus and Immortal Joe, sacrificing warriors left and right. Also, I didn't give a shout out. That one scene when Dementus introduces himself to Immortal Joe, and Immortal Joe is like, pick one of my guys. And one guy gets picked. Witness
Yeah.
me, full on suicide bomb. And he's like, I got 175 more of those. You want to go? Let's fucking go. And Dementor's just like, okay, JK, we'll work this out later.
Yeah, like, well, like you keep doing you,
Yeah.
They just
But then Furiosa drives a vehicle that doesn't have a wheel. It's missing a fucking wheel. Hijacks a vehicle, sort of, to go after Dementus. And she hunts down the last of his crew. There's five of them, and she just no fucks kills them. She rams one of them in one of the ugliest kills I've ever seen. Like just like that car shot was like personal. When she hits him with a vehicle, but She hunts them all down until she gets to Dementus. And then we get one of the best like non-action revenge scenes of Dementus just she won't kill him. She starts off by cutting off his water and killing his wheels and taking away his bullets. But she
Yeah,
won't get near him. He keeps walking and he starts tries running at her, but she backs up like, "No, no, no. You're going to stay where I want you to stay.
yeah,
Like you're not running this, I am." And I love that moment. Even at one point she plants a knife for him to like go for it. He's like, "Oh fuck." She knocks him out.
yeah. He even says he even tries to defend himself in like the last second. He just goes like, "That was out of instinct, not out of like."
I'm sorry. Bah!
Yeah, yeah. That whole sequence, it's just the two of them are just having an acting off. Like they're just have all the feelings are coming out. Like even him is going like kill me, like torture me, whatever. Like we're not gonna be any different. Like we're gonna be like we're not that. Tries to play that we're not that different card, and I think she kind of knows that that's true. And they have just it's an amazing sequence.
Well, I love how he basically like it takes the revenge out of it. If he's like, go ahead and kill me, do it, get it over with. Put a bullet
Yeah,
in the back of my head, or drag me with your car. Like slow or long, either way, just fucking kill me already.
yeah.
But like he's taking God, he's taking the piss out of revenge, which is hard, but he manages to do it. It's like it reminds me of like Frieza from Dragon Ball Z. Like he'll take the piss out of it, even if it's a nice gesture. He'll find a way to twist it and make it bad. Like, no, I'm not gonna give you even this one little morsel of revenge, because he knows if he begs and he pleads and he cries and Furiosa kills him, she wins and she gets some degree of satisfaction out of it.
Yeah.
But he essentially sets it up to where if you kill me, I win. You torture me, I win. I live, I win. What are you gonna do? And she goes behind door number 4, which we will get there in a sec.
Jesus. Yeah. I think it's fair to say that we've seen revenge. We've seen our share of revenge stories. We've seen our share of like it ending really fast or like the torture going too long. Never seen something like this. Never seen an outcome like this one.
And I thought to myself, like, okay, so how does she kill him? Like, and when the during the voiceover, legend has it that she put one in the back of his head and called it a day. Legend has it she dragged him behind her vehicle until his bones, were dust. But from her lips, I know what happened. They say his body was used as fertilizer, a living body for a tree. And you just see him just like,
Yeah.
you thought that death was easy. You thought living was easy. No, this is hard. And
It
just,
is it is a sequence and like a practical effect that I don't know, felt like something out of like an A24 like body horror movie. Like it felt so uncanny, so like disturbing almost. Like there's plenty of disturbing strong imagery in this movie. Never seen something like that. It's a piece of imagery that I'm never gonna forget.
nope, never. Because oof a lot. And
Yeah.
I think she picks one of the peaches from his body.
Yeah, at the end.
Uh,
Which is a
and
nice,
she goes to
closure
salvage
there.
scavenge her soul, like salvage her soul,
Yeah.
with the wives, which I think is fair. Like the fact that like because Dementus was right, our souls are poisoned, and she essentially is. He's right. My soul is poisoned. I need to do something good, and
Need to
she
cleanse
tries to
it.
save the
Yeah.
5 wives.
Yeah, and it ends just as we know that Fury Road is going to begin, which is with her driving the wives away.
Yeah.
Dude, I went to see this movie in theaters and I was by myself. And to my left, I saw it in IMAX, first of all, which is the way to go.
Mhm.
And to my right, there was a couple. To my left, there was a couple. And I could hear both of them, like all four of them, I guess. But I
Mhm.
could hear like the girls going like, I don't know what this is. Like, what are we watching again? Like, you chose it? Like there's more. I haven't seen any of them. Like, I'm gonna be lost. Like, I heard like the two of them saying this 20 minutes in, they were locked the fuck in.
Yeah.
This movie just grabs you and just takes you in and tells you like, hey, trust me, I got you. And man, driving from the movie theater back home after this was dangerous, but so worth it. Man, this movie got the juice. I keep saying that, but it really does.
Well, the thing is also is like this movie, the story, it lacks, and this is not a knock on it. This is just to make a point. It lacks a lot of the bells and whistles. It doesn't have like advanced AI mech suits. It doesn't have any gods of thunder. It doesn't have, a little boy seeking revenge. It has a little girl seeking revenge. But the story is so stripped down. Like in lesser hands, this would have been an hour 45 revenge movie
Mhm.
in lesser hands. But Miller has, to your words, the juice to make like, no, no, no. This is my version of the movie. It's 2.5 hours long and it has everything that you need. Um, Zack Snyder, please take notes. This is how you make like an epic without like compromising or overstuffing it. With all due respect, my dude. Um, Still love the 4 Hour Justice League, but the Rebel Moon could have been 1 3 hour movie and it would have worked.
Remember when George Miller was going to do the Justice League movie?
I don't know if I would have liked it. I probably would have, but I'm glad that because it would have started with the Flash's death.
Yeah,
So
but like there's another Flash. Like,
yeah, but what if we like that Flash?
what
Also,
if
did you really want Army Hammer as Batman?
now I don't, but like,
Exactly. God,
you
imagine if we
know.
find out Chris Evans is a monster.
Well, he did do the Gray Man, so
Fuck you. The Gray Man was okay.
I'm not here to defend okay.
Fair.
You know how if or in the words of Immortan Joe, it was mediocre. Uh,
Mediocre. War boy. Oh my God, that'll be my ranking for number one. Finally, I have one. Okay, good.
what what do you mean ranking by number?
So I'm trying to find like sound bites to like, how I do 1 through 10? In my video
Yeah.
review, I want to have like a sound bite for each number. Like
Oh.
5, it's gonna be MJF when he's yelling mid. When it's a 10, I'm gonna have the Godzilla roaring. But I've been trying
Oh,
to
that's
think of,
cool.
like sound quotes.
Yeah.
And mediocre, I'll make that like for number one or number two.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
mean, mediocre is like a good like two or three, not like five, like four. I don't know. Do you already have a four?
I don't have a 4. Maybe mediocre will be 4.
Okay. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's just mediocre.
War boy.
Um, my God.
Yeah.
My
Tim
God.
Dawson.
Did you hear that story about the woman that um like she delivered a boy, like she was a doctor, she delivered a boy, and then like a few days later she delivered this girl, and then that boy and that girl like grew up and got married.
Aw,
Yeah.
that's sweet.
I mean, if you care about things, I guess. Anyway, back to Furiosa. Which by the way, I have had the hardest time because I want to say because since the word is in Spanish, I want to pronounce it in Spanish,
Uh-huh.
but that's not how they do it. So it's been a complicated ride.
What, Furiosa?
So yeah, so like in my head, I'm saying Furiosa, but it's like
Furiosa.
no, it's not Furiosa, it's Furiosa. It's not Furiosa, it's Furiosa.
I I'm trying to decide which one sounds better. Furiosa?
Furiosa?
Furiosa. Eh. No, Furiosa does sound better. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean it's just I mean for a movie that has very little dialogue, it feels like it should be like very easy to dub. So I think that's good.
So apparently, she has less lines. Furiosa has fewer lines in this film than Mad Max did in Mad Max Fury Road.
Makes sense that Max
Um,
is not a big talker, but you don't really need to because like Tom Hardy has a very expressive face,
yeah.
and a very strange way of talking, so I think it's actually good. Uh,
Is it, there's a quote from Alfred Hitchcock, and I'm going to use that. I'm going to use the same line in my video review, but he said, if a movie is good, the sound can go out and the audience will know exactly what's going on. And this is one of those movies where I genuinely believe that you don't have to hear a fucking word. You can just piece together what's going on easily.
yeah, there's a version of Fury Road that's without dialogue, and it's yeah, it's just score, and it works fantastic also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Outstanding film. Genuinely all the way through. The practical effects, the action, the CGI. I mean, I was partially thinking in my head while I was watching this movie, I was like, imagine if just like for like 2 seconds, Furiosa's running and she runs past Timothy Chalamet and he's just like, hi, and she's like, hey, and they both just keep running in separate directions.
Oh, like in Dune, you mean?
Yeah.
Because of Dune.
Just like they walk past each other like, sup, sup. You're the protagonist? Yeah, me too. All right, bye.
Sounds like something that would happen in like How It Should Have Ended or something. Um,
Shit, maybe it'd be the greatest crossover. Mad Max versus Dune.
mm.
Mm.
Oh God. Did you see the thing about the Dune show that's coming out?
They're making a show?
They're making a prequel show. It's like 100 years before, and it's about the sisterhood of like the witches of the Ben Gesserit.
Okay. I'm guessing it's coming out for Max.
Yeah, of
Of course it is.
course
Uh,
it is.
they're probably gonna, yeah, Dune. It's gonna be based off prophecy. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Hmm.
Starring Emily Watson. Okay. Olivia Williams, solid. Travis Fimmel, good. Mark Strong, nice. Okay. All right, this is a solid cast.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Denis Villeneuve has any idea that it's coming out, but like, it's there.
Oh, by the way, it said 10,000 fucking years before.
Okay, never mind. I'm kind of not excited about it, but I don't know. We'll see. Dune Prophecy, yes.
I mean, there is a book. So Dune actually has, I think, like 8 books. So it makes sense that they're doing prophecy. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, fucking House of Dragons has been a big success. They need another one. So Dune prophecy. Here you go, guys. Enjoy.
I mean, where's the fucking Penguin show? Like that's the one I'm waiting for.
It's coming out this fall, isn't it?
God damn it, it's so late. Question.
Yes.
Have you seen The Bear yet?
No, I haven't even seen a
Okay,
fucking episode.
because season three is coming out at the end of the month, at the end of next month.
Mm.
Um, do you want to do a review on it? Like, I think you would really like it.
Oh, dude, watching TV shows is a big commitment right now.
It's only 8 episodes,
The Bear?
but oh, only the first season is 8 episodes. Second, I think it's also 8 or 10. I don't know.
Wait,
And they're
okay.
like the
That few episodes, I'm down. I
and they're
assumed it
like
was 28 episodes. I assumed it was like 24 episodes a season.
no, it's like 8 or 10. Yeah,
The Bear TV show. Nikki saw it and really liked it. She recommended it to me. I just, you know, when do
it's
you
so
have
good.
time? Let's
I
see.
know, but also the episodes are not long.
Oh, it's only 18. Yeah, dude, I'll commit to that.
Fuck yeah, sounds good.
Holy shit. I did not know that.
I think you're gonna fucking love it.
I hope you're right.
Yeah, it's so you can finally like I don't know that show. I don't know, just grabbed me, and I'm so excited about season three, and just the whole cast is great. Cannot wait to see the next season.
What's it called? Well, also considering the fact I've been like slowly becoming a chef for the past like 2 years, I'm probably maybe I'll like it even more because of that. I can appreciate the intensity.
I mean, it's about chefs the same way that Whiplash is about drumming, but
Do they make good food on the show?
they do make good food. Like there's an episode where Sydney, played by Ayo Edebiri, she was in Bottoms. Um, yeah, she there's an episode where she makes an omelet for Carmi's sister who's pregnant because she's helping them with like she's pretty much like the business person for the restaurant.
Yeah.
And she's pregnant, she's tired, she's stressed, and she looks stressed. And Sydney just goes like, "Have you eaten?" And she goes like, "No." It's like, "What do you want? Like, I'll make you something." And she goes like, "You don't have to." It's like, "What the fuck do you want? Like, just tell me." And she's like, "An omelet." And she goes like, "Okay, yeah, I'll make it." And there's this whole sequence where she just makes the most exquisite omelet, like just the way that she uses like butter, and then like when she finishes making it, she grabs like a salt chips and just like crushes them on top of the omelet, just so like the softness and the crunchiness would like overlap. It is fucking wonderful, man. The show's great. Show's really great. Um, but also like amazing acting and like if you don't know what's gonna happen, it's even better.
You know what? I'm down. I'm down for if it's only 18 episodes,
Yeah,
I can watch. That's doable.
yeah. I will recommend like if you're watching it like by if you're watching it with other people in the room, wear headphones because it's a stressful show. A lot of yelling, a lot of swearing, a lot of
Bring
shit.
it on. Bring it on.
But good show. Anyway, back to Mad Max Furiosa. Final thoughts?
Outstanding film. It should be watched by more people. I hope you're right about the word of mouth. Um, I think one of the good things that affected it is the fact that it like this past weekend we had not one but two big NBA Finals games. Very
Also
highly
that,
rated
yeah.
game. So we have playoffs going on right now. I'm hoping maybe that affected it. As time goes on, maybe more people will go and watch it. I hope you're right. I hope it's a long-term success situation because I want more movies like this. For all we know, George Miller, I want to say he's in his 80s. Am I wrong?
Yeah, he's getting there, yeah.
He's 79. This could be, I hope not, this could be the last movie he ever does.
Jeez, that's the no. He's
Dude,
gonna do more. Look, here's the thing.
I, I want to be
Here's why
right.
this will work. Okay. Here's why this will work. Okay. If this movie doesn't do well financially, he can just do another Happy Feet and gain the money that way, just to do another one. Okay. Like, what is
Well,
he gonna lose?
his last film, 3,000 Years of Longing, bombed. Budget
I
six,
thought it.
box
I
office.
thought. I think that was a streaming movie. That's why it like quote unquote bombed.
It came out in 2022.
No, wasn't there like a short also? Like it wasn't like a long movie.
No, it was well, it's an hour and a half. It's 108 minutes.
Jesus Christ. I
This
don't know.
by MGM. I just don't want his style to go out of style, if that makes sense.
Course, like I don't want anyone else making George Miller movies. Like I want George Miller to make George Miller movies.
Well, I the thing is George Miller is great at making epics. Like I would
Yeah.
argue even Happy Feet for all the shit that I'll give it because it's a kids movie about dancing penguins. There is an epicness to it about the journey, much like the Odyssey or the Iliad, you know. Someone going on a journey for good or bad reasons, but on a journey nonetheless. I don't want that art lost. We just had another great movie like that. I'd argue maybe Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes and Furiosa are very similar. Um, somewhat as far as like dystopian future, long journey, you know, epicness, an Odyssey. I just don't want those to go out of style just because, you know, these two movies came out too close together.
Yeah, I mean, I think look, the people that want to see this already saw it,
Yeah.
and I think they're gonna double dip on this.
Hmm.
Like, not gonna lie, I kind of want to see it again
Hmm.
on IMAX because like I got really angry that Fury Road was not put in theaters again. Like I can't believe I only saw that once in theaters. Like I should have seen it more times. And this, I'm not gonna waste the opportunity. I might see this again. I might go see this in 4DX just for the full experience.
Oh, you know what?
What?
They might do more of these, actually, now that I'm looking at this list.
Why?
So Mad Max Fury Road was nominated for 10 Oscars and won
That's
6.
right. That's right. It won a ton. Yeah.
So maybe if Furiosa, please, if it gets nominated for a bunch of awards and wins, maybe they'll continue on because either you make a shit ton of money or you bring the awards.
Yeah.
Please, please, God, let them win a bunch of awards because I want more of this. I want more epics because they're
Yeah.
so rare and far and few in between, and I need more of them, please.
Yeah. Like this year we had Dune Part 2 and we had this and Kingdom, I think was really good too. And fuck, just make more big fat movies like this, like with so much weight and everything. Like I love my small indie dialogue full pretentious ass movies, but this is fun too. Give me all of them. Like I just fuck man. 2024 is it's not bad. Not been bad.
It's been a good year
Um
so far, but
it's been a good year. it's been diverse. It's been varied. Like I like Dune, I like Challengers, I like Furiosa, I liked Abigail, I like Godzilla and Kong. Fuck, Immaculate was good. Monkey Man was good. We've had our duds, had several duds, but we're on our way. We're going there.
Man, it's been a good year so far. I just want it to continue to get better. Hopefully it does.
Yeah.
But
Speaking of, what are we doing next week?
uh,
Hitman?
you want to do Atlas?
I don't want to. I
Okay.
really do.
Okay,
I'm sorry. I really
I'm
dislike
fucking with
Jennifer
you. I don't
Lopez.
want to watch Atlas. I'm fucking with you. Yeah, Hitman probably. Is there anything else that's coming out? I think next week we're gonna
Um,
review A Violent Nature.
Let me just confirm. Oh no, wait, that's coming out until June 20th. Wait, is it June 20th? Fucking Hitman?
Isn't it already out on Netflix?
It's not already out. No.
Are you sure? I'll double check. That's weird.
Oh no, wait, June 7th on Netflix. Sorry.
Okay. Let me
Okay,
see.
yeah. Do we have time to? Oh no, it comes out exactly next Friday.
Damn,
Um,
nothing coming out this Friday? Nothing is coming out this
no.
Friday.
Let
Hey,
me
maybe
make
Furiosa
sure.
will recover.
Yeah, I mean, what else are the people gonna see? If
I saw it. It was
fucking
good. Fuck you.
maybe I'll see if. Um, yeah, because I don't think that as much as I would want to, I don't think the High Q movie is gonna make as much as I wanted to make. That's coming out this Friday, and I have tickets for that.
The which one?
The High Q movie.
IQ, what's that?
Oh, High Q is an anime. It's about
The volleyball?
yes, the volleyball anime.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Yes, I remember seeing the preview.
yeah, they're making a movie, and but it's like it's not like a recap or anything. Like it's literally the next chapter.
Is
So I
it
don't
the
think
last
it's
chapter?
going. No, it's not the last chapter. It's actually like the last thing before the last chapter. It's
Oh.
so it's two teams that they've kind of always been rivals,
Mhm.
and but not like the main rival. So this movie, it's literally called like the Backyard Bash because it's like they're gonna have like finally their match, but they're gonna play it in like a park.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like imagine if they made a movie about that fight that Rocky Balboa and Apollo had, but that no one saw.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying now. That makes
Yeah, imagine that. It's just gonna be awesome as a movie, but yeah, I might do a solo review on that. Um,
do it.
just because I do want it there.
I will edit it
Um,
for you.
I mean, unless you want to do the Garfield movie, or if you know what, I'll watch If. Let's do If next week.
Well, okay.
Uh,
Is if the only option? What else could we do?
I
Is
don't
there any
know.
anniversaries that are coming up? Maybe.
Anniversaries?
Yeah.
What?
How long is Hell of a Boss?
Oh God, it's long and it's not even finished.
But like, okay, how much is it?
It's
Like
several seasons.
Hell of a Boss?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Have you started it yet?
No.
It's well, it's 16 episodes.
And they're only like what, 20 minutes a piece?
Yeah.
That's like 5 hours. I can devote 5 hours.
You want to do Hell of a Boss next week?
You know what? Yeah, let's do Hell of a Boss. I will carve time to watch it.
Fine. Let's do. We're doing Hell of a Boss next week.
Uh,
Finally, an excuse to talk about. Oh no, wait, no, I can't say that.
what, finally an excuse to talk about what, anime?
It's not anime
I'm not
technically,
anime.
and
What were you gonna say?
I'll force you to talk about anime like every time that I want. It's kind of amazing how I keep getting away with that.
Jesus.
Wait, do you want to do Perfect Blue since you wanted to see it?
I'm down to do Perfect Blue. Is it
Uh,
Perfect Blue? Is that what it's called?
yeah. It's actually pretty short. It's not even like 90 minutes long. It's shorter than that.
Let me see here. Yeah, it's not even. It's an hour 20.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Okay, we'll do Perfect Blue then.
All right. I'll try to watch I'll try to finish Hell of a Bus. Just if you don't feel like doing Perfect Blue, we can just do Hell of a Bus. Yeah.
How about this? Let me watch Perfect Blue first, and if I have time, I will watch all of Hell of a Boss.
Sounds good. All right, so that's what we're doing. Yeah,
Also, fun fact, Has Been Hotel is our most viewed podcast by a mile.
makes sense. Those freaks will consume everything over and over.
I believe it. I believe
I'm
it.
one of them.
I
I'm
don't
one of
mind
them.
it. Hey man, they that gave us a massive jump in subscribers. So you know what?
Then
They're
then
cool.
we kind of have to do Hell of a Boss then. Um, no, actually, I just referenced Hell of a Boss like that. That's why I mentioned that.
Oh, the
Yeah,
freaks.
yeah. So there's an episode where so there's a character called Luna, and she's like she's like a anthropomorphic half wolf, half demon girl, and she's like a goth girl, and she's like hot, like that's her whole thing, like she's hot,
Yeah.
and she's voiced by my one of my favorite voice actresses ever, Erica Lindbeck, and there's an episode where she's with like the team because it's about a team that pretty much decides like what happens to like the evil bad people who are still alive,
Uh-huh.
and she says like, "Hey, can I go with you guys this time to Earth?" And her father figure, because it's her adopted like dad, goes like, "No, sweetie, absolutely not. I will not let you go. Like you have no idea. Like no, like the world is a dangerous place for goth girls. Like you have no idea the freaks that are going to sexualize the fuck out of you." And then they all kind of like look at the camera.
Oh,
And they just go like,
that sounds really, really good, actually.
it was like, I have no idea the freaks that are up there. No, she says like, you have no idea of the freaks that will drool all over you. And then they just look
The
at the camera. It's
camera.
fucking good. It's one of the best like little aside glances that I've ever seen. Fantastic.
What's the character?
Luna. It's with L, two O's and A.
Oh
Yeah.
God. Okay, I see it.
Yeah, you've probably seen cosplays of her.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see why they'd be like the weirdos. I'm like, okay, yeah, yeah, people are weirdos. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, I see it.
Yeah. But she's great. The character's good, and I love the voice actress. Like Erika Lindbeck is one of my absolute favorite voice actors ever. Um, yeah. Anyway, that was it for Furiosa. Next week, let's shoot for Hell of a Boss or let's shoot for Perfect Blue. We'll discuss it in post.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck it. Score this.
Shit. 8?
8.
8? Very high. You think that's an
This
insult?
no, but it's a 5 out of 5 for me. Like this is a perfect movie.
Fair.
Like
Fair.
goddamn,
Give me a perfect.
I wouldn't cut anything from it. I wouldn't add anything to it. I don't want it to be shorter. I don't want it to be longer. It's just the way it is. It's good.
I think it's a great movie. I think maybe the only thing is I don't know when I'm gonna rewatch it again, if I'm being honest. I watched
I
an IMAX in the middle of the theater, in the middle row, like
yeah.
the perfect seat.
I cannot wait to. I literally walked out of this movie at like 10:30 p.m. knowing that I had to work the next day, and in my head I was thinking like, what if I get home and I watch Fury Road? Like, what if I just let's keep the good vibes going, man. Like, yeah. No, I'm gonna see it again, and I'm gonna see Fury Road after, and it needs to line up. It
Yeah.
needs to. All right. Well, that should be everything. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember to leave comments with your opinions on the movie or on anything that we said that you found interesting. If you want to suggest something that we want to talk about, yeah, that can also go there. Remember to listen to us on Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, and Podbean. Even we're everywhere. Really, you can just if you find me on the street and you ask me about a movie, I'll talk about it. Like I have the time.
Jesus.
Even if I don't have the time, I'll make the time. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Chema.
I've been Eddie.
And this was the Rollback.
Signing off with a reminder. Hi, Jimmy.
Loyal viewer, loyal from the show, Jimmy. Good night, everyone.